In the beginning, my son decided he wanted a place. We didn't want to buy a place that had a lot of, I guess, blue sky, or you just didn't want to buy something that's somebody else's creation. So we started looking at unimproved properties, and 2 years ago we found this property. It's 2,312 acres just south of Tarpley. Gorgeous piece of property. We saw a lot of potential. The ranch itself, we're looking at probably an 8 or 10 year program to get it in shape. Obviously, it's going to take us a long time to get the deer, a minimum 5 to 7 years probably to get our deer program up and running from scratch. We've constructed a 30,000 gallon storage tank and a 15,000 gallon storage tank. We'll gravity flow from those points to just distributed water. When we get through, we'll probably have 20, 25 different watering facilities on the ranch, which both for cattle and wildlife alone is, I mean, that's a must. I figure we're going to have somewhere around 10 to 11 miles of water lines when we get through 2,300 acres, which sounds like a lot, but it's really amazing how fast when you start digging, you start laying it out, you find different spots. Well, we need water here, we need water there, and that's what we found. So while we're doing it, we might as well do it right. But we were just so blessed with such beauty, and you know, God created this, and man ruined a lot of it, and now we're trying to put it back like God meant it to be.
My name is Macy Ledbetter, wildlife biologist for the Pistolero Ranch. We're in the southern Edwards Plateau region of central Texas. The soils are characterized by shallow clay-type soils with heavy limestone underneath. The area has been sheep and goated, overgrazed, really abused in the last, say, 70 to 100 years. The suppression of fire has allowed the cedar and agarita and other invasive type species, the prickly pear, the tassel heel cactus, to pretty much dominate.
Back in the 1800s, in this area, cedar did not exist. You had the live oak trees, but you did not have cedar. Cedar is an increaser. It increases with abuse. The cedar on this ranch, we estimate the population of mature trees to be 400 trees per acre. And we have cleared so far through hydromulch about 200 acres. We have calculated using figures from Texas A&M that the water savings alone that we've done on this place saves about 1.3 million gallons a day, and that's not a mistake. 1.3 million gallons a day just on the 200 acres. If you did the whole 2,300, which is virtually impossible to do because of the terrain, but the annual water savings just on 2,300 acres, which is a very, very, very small amount of acreage considering the recharge area of the Edwards, is 4.3 billion, with a B, billion gallons a year just off of 2,300 acres if you took the cedar off of it.
Pistolero Ranch, as you have seen today, has been doing tremendous amount of cedar eradication, brush management, habitat work. This ranch, at the landowner's expense, at the landowner's desire, at the landowner's goals and objectives, is clearing this land strategically. The buzzword in the biology world is called stewardship. This is stewardship, what you're seeing. This is responsible land management. This is habitat control. We're not wiping them all out. We're doing it methodically, very, very much in control. We're doing it with the habitat, with the habitat requirements of a very wide array of wildlife in mind.
Ranchers are the ultimate stewards of the land. Their conservation efforts is what has made Texas and this entire country what it is today. A prime example is the introduction of exotic species that no longer exist. They're extinct in their native land. Because of the efforts of these and other ranchers, they number in the thousands here in Texas.
Historically, this ranch had a very, very low, very poor quality whitetail deer herd. As we clear the cedar, selectively clear the cedar, leave the oak trees behind, promote the native grasses, the whitetail deer are slowly coming back and doing very well. You know, we have high fenced this ranch to gain better control of our wildlife. We're going to reintroduce improved genetics. We want higher quality deer that used to be here before the exotic species, before the invasive species took over and denuded the landscape and depleted the water, depleted the soil nutrients. So we're going back on the Pistolero Ranch 100 years. We're rewinding the clock, if you would. Well, the plants, the invasive, undesired plants were competing for space, sunlight, soil nutrients, and of course, precious water. You can see me sitting here today where the water's running behind us. Beautiful setting, but it hasn't always been this way.
The economic benefit that these ranchers and ranches provide is not just found on the ranch itself. It's a ripple effect that spills over to the grocery stores, the feed companies.
We are adding to the value of this land. We are going to sell hunting license, where in the last 5, 6, 10, 15 years, there was no wildlife to hunt. So we are pumping income into the local community, into the local economy. We're helping to fund the state agency by selling hunting license. We're encouraging hunter opportunity. We're bringing youth. We're bringing out-of-state hunters. We are generating money from the landowner's generosity and goals and objectives to make the Pistolero Ranch a better place.
My wife and I as grandparents, and it is a super honor and a godsend for me. I've wanted to do a project like this for a long time. I'm very blessed that my son and daughter-in-law chose to purchase this place and gave us the opportunity as a family to have our grandchildren raised and appreciate the natural resources that God has given us. A lot of our country's been abused. It's just has not been managed properly, and you can restore that if you choose to do so.